mynews.studio.
Across Latin America and Indonesia, poverty is falling to historic lows. What's actually driving this shift?
Today is October 11th, 2025. The latest UN report confirms it. Poverty in Latin America and the Caribbean is at the lowest level since records began. Meanwhile, Indonesia just hit a milestone too. Only 9% of its population living below the poverty line as of July last year. But what do these numbers really mean? How did these regions achieve this?
It's a significant change. In Latin America, a lot of this success is linked to broader social security and pension systems. These aren't just stopgaps. They're helping people stay above the poverty line long term. But when we talk about poverty, Tim, do these definitions actually differ much from country to country?
Definitely. That's actually crucial. In Latin America, groups like ECLAC set their own poverty measures, which don't always match the World Bank's global standards, like the $2.15 a day benchmark. So, when we call something a record low, are we always comparing the same thing?
Not quite. For example, Indonesia uses what's called a cost of basic needs approach. Instead of a global dollar amount, they base their poverty line on local prices and daily essentials. So, does that make their progress less universal or more in tune with what people actually face there?
I'd say it makes it more accurate for their own context, but it does complicate comparisons between countries. Still, the overall picture is clear. No matter how you measure it, both regions are seeing fewer people in poverty.
Right. Now, looking at what's fueling these changes, Latin America has expanded Social Security and pensions, but also relied on targeted cash transfers. In Indonesia, social assistance programs and efforts to strengthen the local economy have been central. But is it realistic for other countries to adopt these same strategies?
That's really the challenge. What works in one place might need adjustment elsewhere. Some things, like focusing on social protection or investing in health and education, tend to help across the board. But how do you tailor these for each country's needs?
And even if these strategies work now, can the progress last? Latin America, for instance, faces climate threats, hurricanes, floods, droughts. Any of these could undo years of work. Indonesia deals with rising job informality, which leaves workers more exposed to shocks. Are we looking at lasting change or just a good run?
It's a real risk. For example, a major hurricane in the Caribbean can wipe out crops, put stress on public budgets. Political or economic instability could also reverse gains quickly. So, what needs to happen to keep this progress going?
It really comes down to resilience. Countries have to keep building up social protection and invest more in education and healthcare. Policies need to adapt as conditions change. Are we seeing enough global cooperation to back these efforts?
There's still a lot to be done there. But the achievements in Latin America and Indonesia do give us practical lessons. They show that, with the right mix of policies and investments, meaningful progress is possible, even when the environment is tough.
And these shifts don't just matter locally. Reducing poverty isn't only about the economy. It affects health, education, even social stability far beyond one region. Could we be at a real turning point in fighting poverty?
We can't know for sure yet, but these milestones show that progress is possible, even when the odds seem long.
Thanks for joining us as we explored the stories behind these numbers.
We broke down how definitions of poverty shape what we see, why policy choices matter, and the challenges that remain.
Keep asking questions and stay informed. Thanks for listening. This episode comes from mynews.studio. Try it for free.